think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Ladies and Gentiles and Swifties who are sure to be tuning in, now they know that football exists, and as I, Dick Thunderlips, here with your fantasy Recaparoo for all the Week 3 action. And without further ado, let's jump right in to the matchups that featured some popping off of bottles and points and all kinds of things in between, folks. Let's take a looky-loo here, and as usual, until I get some new glasses, I gotta do a little peekaroo here. Haha, as non-creepy as possible. Our first matchup of the week is gonna see old Danny Boy. Love is a battlefield, baby, and it's not looking good. There's not a lot of love on Danny Boy's battlefield, as he only scored 70.3, making last week's less than a point loss even worse, because he's taking another L here, folks, to Obi-Wan Mahomey, who only scored 88 but got it done, going to 3-0 as Danny Boy falls to 1-2. And I know you're still confused. Mahomes not on his team, but Jose Al Valdez on a hottie streak. I don't blame him for not changing that team name, folks. He got a lot from Christian McCaffrey and Justin Jefferson. But let me tell you the real story here, folks. You're going to see the pull performances on Danny Boy's side. Justin Fields just not getting it done. Josh Jacobs looking like he looked a couple years ago. DOA. And let me tell you, folks, again, Danny Boy is playing the wrong dudes at the wrong times. And so Al will squeak through another big dub as we move on to Week 4 action for him. And speaking of taking another dub, Tyree, capitalizing on that big dub last week, will take another with the momentum, only scoring 89, folks. But more than enough to get past Woa's 67.6. That's so Ravens, Dwayne Rainey. Sorry about your damn luck. But this barn burner blowout, baby. When you're only scoring 80, you don't expect to run over your competition. But hey, Tyree didn't have much popping off. Just some solid performances from Amari Cooper and that Eagles D, baby. But boy, oh boy, did Dwayne put in the wrong QB. He put in Daniel Jones instead of Jordan Love, and boy, oh boy, was there no love there. Love, big theme so far, folks. A 20-point difference that might have been, well, it still wouldn't have been enough. But anywho, somehow, someway, Daniel Jones had a great face-on facing that San Francisco defense. And so I'm pretty sure this is the face Dwayne was making too, but this is it right here, folks. So take a looky-loo.
He just loses his footing and unable to get. He just loses his footing and.
Yeah, that's not what you want your quarterback to look like in the middle of the game, folks. Anywho, moving right along. Congrats to Tyree going to 2-1, and congrats to another 3-0. C Jizzle, bitter rivals C Jizzle and J Sex, J Sizzle, the two Sizzles going head to head. 96 beating 92.8 in a close matchup, and going to be the closest matchup we have all week, folks. J Sizzle falls to 1-2, taking a tough L here. Again, decently scoring. Would have got dubs against those other clowns we were just talking about. 21 from Deshaun. I guess he got a rubby. But, and Devontae Adams popping off like A-Rod is back. 35.7, baby. But Derrick Henry, oh boy, not looking good. Josh Allen earning that QB1 status with 21 points. And, probably the bigger hoo-ha, is CJ not trusting Jerome Ford yet? Maybe it's time. Dude dropped 18. And CJ Stroud looking like he's legit in Houston, dropping 20 from the bench of Jay Sizzle. Not that he needed it with Deshaun looking good in the masseuse studio here. CJ squeaking out a close win, going to 3-0. Sorry, J-Sex. Better luck next week. And hopefully next week you do not face the Professorito, because he is also 3-0. And he dropped a Hyundai 05 on Por Alfredo, who scored a very game 93. Would have beat those other guys again. Would have got some dubs, but no, Joan to 0-3. Freddie not looking good, and he's wondering where Eckler is too, baby. Kalo K. Eckler, not scoring too good. Can't wait to get the man, the namesake, back in the lineup, let me tell you. Big 28 from Lamar Jackson, though, playing like the former bag-holding MVP he was. But not much else popping off for Freddie, just solid top to bottom. Meanwhile, Oscarito, Kirk Cousins, still looking like a world beater somehow, some way, but not getting the dubs in real life. And Mike Williams, before ripping the cartilage of the ACL off his leg, dropped 21.6 for a Professor. But don't feel bad for him. He's out for the year, but don't feel bad, because this son of a bee-hooch has Tank Dell on his bench, who dropped 23 and looks like the next coming over in Houston. The Houston fans got to be happy, and he's got other dudes popping up for the bench. James Conner looking like he might be an RB1 once again. So Oscarito, 3-0. Things are looking up and down and up again, because even though he lost a great receiver in Mike Williams, he might have got a greater receiver in this Tank-a-roo fellow, Mr. Dell in Houston. So the biggest fantasy pickup probably of the year so far, assuming that dude keeps it up. Professor, congrats on going 2-3-0. And oh boy, the opposite of 3-0. 0-3. Two shitty teams again playing each other. Somehow Zach only scored 74 and still got the dub. Crapping on Steven, the former champ, 67. The weight of the belt just too much for Steven Naramore. His team can't get going. Zach somehow 2-1. Just, hanging in there. Jalen Hurts carrying the team on his back with 19 points. And not much else going on here, frankly. A little shocking. Meanwhile, the L to Steven Naramore happened when his team just did absolutely nothing. He trusted Elijah Dotson with the start instead of Devon Acne. Yeah, in case you missed it, Devon scored 49 points with 1,000 touchdowns in the Miami game where they scored 70 points. They scored so many points, their coach was up in the stands, letting the fans call the plays. All right, folks? He had Tua in. He trusted Tua. Tua dropped 28. That's like 35% of his total point total. Anyway, so things are looking up for Steven. So the Dolphins look like the greatest team ever assembled this side of the St. Louis Rams. Kurt Warner era. So we'll see what happens in the weeks moving forward. But for now, 0-3, a tough start for the former champion. And Zach hanging in there at 2-1. It's nice to pick up dubs scoring 74, watching these Jamokes score 90 and slug each other. Tough time here, folks. And speaking of, tough getting dubs, Aldo got his dub. He didn't go to 0-3. He said, F that. I'm going to drop $154 and fuck up my opponent. And he beat Adrian so bad. Adrian scored 88. That Adrian immediately changed his team name to Aldo's My Dad now. So Aldo is officially Adrian's daddy. Scored almost double Adrian's score. And isn't the highest score of the week. Oh, what does that tell you? Anyway, let's do a little rookie-loo here. Adrian not exactly dead in the water. Jamar Chase, his namesake, finally did some stuff, 20 points. And Tyreek Hill in that Dolphin blowy game, 26.2, folks. Mio Mayo and Kenny Pickett with a pulse. We'll see. More importantly, a bunch of dudes on the bench. 26 from Adam Thielen, 20 from Brock Purdy, 15 from Romeo Doubs. I mean, I guess things are okay for Adrian. We'll see. He's only 1-2. Time to clean it up. Meanwhile, Big Zoe went from being 0-2 to dropping $150. That's because I guess he finally trusted a certain Miami running back. Both Miami running backs. I don't know how it's possible. Raheem Mostert, 41 points. They scored again a bajillion points. Both running backs somehow scored a bajillion points. And that, put Aldo definitely over the top. He still would have crushed him without the 40 from Mostert. Since Debo dropped 22, A.J. Brown found life again at 17. Kenneth Walker with almost 30, 29 points. And Patrick Mahomes with a big 25er before they just started running. I don't know what the KC just ran over the Bears. 25 points. And we will frankly talk a little bit more about that KC game when we look at the last matchup that also features the highest scoring team of the week. I don't know if it's the highest scoring team of the year. It probably is. Ricky G, the Chief, mixing it up, changing his team name. Dropped a $164.7, folks. Matt Segovia only scoring 79. He did more than double Matt Segovia's score. Holy banana cart. Matt Segovia just couldn't scrape much together. Zach Moss in there getting him 21. Cortland Sutton looks like he has a pulse on the bench. Yeah, Travis Kelce gets 16. I mean, maybe his whole team was distracted by the Swifties. In case you're under a rock, Taylor Swift is now the biggest star in the NFL. And now a bajillion Swifties have discovered what football is, and they hope to make Travis Kelce a well-known name in all the households across America. They're very upset, apparently, that both Travis and Jason couldn't both win the Super Bowl last year. They just found out about it. A well-timed special on TV for all those lady fans. And yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anywho, if you ask, we're going to give a little quick help for any of those Swifties tuning in. So here's that. And then for any of the Swifties that do care and are concerned, she may have had ketchup and ranch with her chicken tenders during the game for a little sniggity snack. That's how we roll here in KC. Anyway, 16 points from Travis Kelce as they routed the Bears. But hey, let's talk about Ricky G, the real story here. 33 from the Bills D as they mollywopped Washington. 36 from Keenan Allen, looking like the destroyer of worlds. Justin Herbert, 29 points. The hookups there. And then solid across the board. 18s, 12s abound, and even some juice on the bench, folks. 14 and 11. I don't even know what's going on here. And that was without Saquon Barkley. Yeah. So congrats to the Chief. Ricky G's team looking real good. And if he doesn't even have a dolphin. He could have had a dolphin on his team. Anywho, that's it for this week. Get the trades going, get the moves going. As you can see, the claims are big. Oscar got a big claim. We've seen some of these dudes just getting picked up, popping off. And get your league dues into Oscarito. Yeah. And for now, dicks out, baby.